All right, everybody, welcome back to the Sideshow. My name is Mingo.
This is Tony.
And so we haven't been on for a while. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I had a little bit of a cold, and I told Tony, just stay away.
Well, if you got me sick at one of these recordings, my old lady will keep me home from now on. We'd have to do, like, via telephone.
Really? That bad, huh?
She wants her daddy home with her.
She wants her daddy home with her. Wow. I could have gone my whole life without hearing that sentence, let me tell you. Holy shit. Sebastian's at work tonight, so he won't be joining us. But yeah, man, what's funny is the last time I took a small vacation, I got sick the day before my vacation started. This time, I got sick the last day of my vacation. So I went back to work, and I was only there for like half a day. I'm like, yeah, dude, I can't take it. I got to go. My throat's killing me, blah, blah, blah.
So you took time off of work just to go back for half a day and say, I'm sick?
Yeah.
They must hate you over there.
Yeah, but I think it's for other reasons. I don't think it's that. I'm going to be honest with you.
Dude, start taking some vitamins. You guys need to start taking vitamins. Something, kid, because you guys get sick on the regular.
You know, I think it's just because of how many people I deal with in a day. You know what I mean? Like all day, 5 days a week, 6 days a week. Just people in and out all day long. They're still licking their fucking fingers before they touch the money. And they come in and they have a cough, right? And they have a mask on, and they pull the mask down to cough. What are you doing? And if you're that sick, stay home. Dude, when I was sick, I stayed in my room for 5 days. I didn't come out. I didn't talk to no one.
Do you wear a mask at work?
No, not anymore. I should probably. Should probably still wear it. That would probably help me not get so...
Well, that's what you're saying. Got you sick. Because now it's the norm. You can wear a mask and nobody looks at you sideways anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't like wearing a mask, though. It's so... I don't know.
Well, start taking vitamins or something, kid.
I guess. Shit. Yeah, I got to do something, man.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, whatever. We'll figure it out. I was fine. Sebastian got sick. He came home. He was sick. And then all of a sudden, because I made him stay in his room. Hey, do stay. I don't want to get sick. I don't.
Did he stay home from work, too?
Yeah, he stayed home a couple of days from work.
See, that's another one. They probably hate him there, too. He just started that job. Already calling it sick.
Yeah. Yeah, but he was pretty thrashed, though. Like, you could tell he was, you know what I mean? It wasn't like a fake calling sick. Like, you could tell he felt like shit. And that dude slept all day long. Like, the day that I stayed home that one day, that's all I did. I came home, and I laid down and fell asleep, woke up, took some more pills, went right back to sleep. I was out. I'm done for. It was over. But the shit part is that cough lingers, dude. Like,
well, you're coughing right now.
That's what I'm saying. And it's hard because I can't get too excited. I can't laugh too much. If I laugh, I'm gonna end up passing out because I won't be able to catch my breath, and I'm gonna lock up over here on this side. And if I lock up, just it's cool, dog. You don't even try to be good. You know what I'm saying? So. What were we talking about?
We went to our first hockey game together.
Oh, shit. Dude, that's a nice-ass arena, bro.
That arena is very nice. Well, a lot of it has to do because it's new, right?
Well, no, but what I mean is like the layout, even that back bar, the two bars that are there, really, so where we stopped to get our first beers,
okay,
right across from there was almost like a small food court-ish kind of bar.
I didn't see that.
No?
No.
Yeah, like people were ordering food and they had chairs set up right there and there was a bar right there so you could sit there and eat while you're, overlooking the ice or whatever, the arena. And then when we walked towards the back to go to where the seats were, we passed that other big bar that was there.
I remember seeing that one.
And that shit looked like a club bar. It didn't look like a bar,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Nice.
A really, really, and it laid out really, really nice. Damn, Lou, good looking out on them tickets, dude.
Yeah.
He got really good seats, bro. So he's like behind the goalie, like 5 seats up. I think is where we like 5 and 6, right? He's got 2 in their aisle seats. It was a good time, dude.
You know, I'm not like you. I think we're not very competitive.
I'm competitive if I'm playing the fucking sport.
He kept trying to get into the goalie's head when the opposing goalie was here. He kept trying to get into his head by yelling stuff at him.
I think he was getting there, dude.
You think?
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting because the way he's got season passes,
right?
And so the way he set it up, which is the way I would do it, because this is the way I always do it, is instead of sitting in one row, he's got 2 and 2, like 2 behind the other.
Right.
So he's got 4 seats. So it was him and I in front of you and Robert.
Right.
And so I'm sitting there conversating with him, and all of a sudden he starts yelling at the goalie in mid-sentence. I'm like, okay.
And he was yelling loud, dude. Like, that dude hurt him. There's no way he couldn't hurt him.
Well, I mean, it's funny because obviously they got their names on the backs of their jerseys.
Right.
So he's calling him by his last name, so you know he's talking to him.
Right. And what's cool is I didn't realize at first until the end of the game, bro, they were playing my old team. They were playing the Bakersfield Condors. Because when I was living there and doing radio, they had first opened I think it was the Robobank Arena at the time when they opened it, and they had their hockey team there, which was the Bakersfield Condors, and I used to have to go and drop the puck for the night. You know what I mean? Like I think they do it like in middle of the game or whatever here, but out there they did it like in the very beginning. You go out middle ice, drop the puck, and they take pictures of you dropping it with the 2 teams.
Okay.
And then that's all it really is. It's just,
It's just for show?
Yeah, it's just for show.
Because I was going to say, what do you got to run out?
Fuck that. I wouldn't have done it. I mean, I'd have been like Scooby-Doo out there on that shit. I'm good, bro. The arena was really nice. I just didn't like that they only had like the picture on the screen on one side.
Right.
Because it doesn't have a jumbotron, so there's not a big screen in the middle.
Isn't that considered a jumbotron? It's a big ass screen.
Oh, it's just a big screen. I wouldn't consider that a jumbo. To me, a jumbotron is in the middle of the arena with the 4 screens all the way around it. Okay. But because it's a smaller arena, they didn't put that there. Now, if they put another screen on the opposite side so that you could look in either direction, that would set it off. That'd be dope. And I got to tell you, can I say it?
What?
I would really, really like to be the announcer there.
Oh.
Like the guy that was announcing Fuego and what was going on and all that. I think I'd be great at it. I think it'd be really, really fun to do.
How would you attempt to do that?
How to get the job, you mean?
Yeah. I mean, do you even know who you would call?
No, I don't. But I think I would put a CD together, or even on like a little thumb drive, like take pictures of me and doing a microphone and kind of running the crowd, and then take it in there.
And when you say announcing, just the announcement or calling the game itself?
Well, so calling the game and doing the announcement at the arena is different. So like calling the game, that's done by the TV guys, and they do it in a base. This guy was the guy that was walking around with the mascot and introducing him and what was going on during intermission, what was going on at each break. Because I think they get 15 minutes between each segment. So during those 15 minutes, they do the teddy bears on the ice. They do giveaways in the arena. I mean, the Fuego was throwing T-shirts and doing all that. So it would be those kind of things that I would announce, is getting the people's attention. Because when we were there, he was doing it, and I'm not trying to badmouth anybody. I don't, you know what I mean, whatever. But I didn't feel like he was getting the crowd's attention. Until they saw that the bird was there, you know what I mean?
The mascot.
Yeah, the mascot. I think that I could do better than that. I think that I could get that crowd a rocking.
I think I was pretty buzzed by the time that mascot came out.
Yeah,
because I wasn't really paying any attention to him, and I didn't really know he was there until I saw everyone looking behind me. So yeah.
Because you couldn't really hear the guy. The I don't know if it's the way the
you're
audio
right.
was set up.
Actually, you're right because I didn't even know. Like I just said, I didn't know he was there, and only because people were looking behind me, and I'm like, "What are people looking at?"
Right. So but that it could be one of two things. Either the audio wasn't set up right for the guy, or he's not controlling the microphone the right way. Because there's a way to to hold the microphone and hold it right, so that you're not screaming but you got to be able to project into it so that it comes out through the speakers and gets people's attention.
Huh.
So if you're listening and you know anybody that works at Acrisure and they're looking for somebody to do the ring announcement, have them call Mingo.
Got to give him a taste.
Yeah?
You got to.
See if I can do it. I did it the other day, but let's see. Here are your Coachella Valley Firebirds. Your Coachella Valley Firebirds.
But what would you say to get the crowd hyped with Fuego, the mascot?
Well, it all depends on what he's doing. Hey everybody, we need your attention at center ice with Fuego, and then we'd have to put together some kind of loud crescendo for him, and then the screeching eagle, right? Because that's what they use. And then hey, we're gonna invite the kids down to do the teddy bear toss out on the center ice, blah blah blah. If they're doing, a lot of times they'll have where they give away money.
Damn.
So they have people come out and they slide a puck across the kind of like what is that when they is it shuffle something? They have that big
Shuffleboard?
Shuffleboard's the one that they use at the old people's home on the wood plank with the sand. This is the actual one that they use on the ice, and they're pushing it, and the people in front of them are with the fucking broom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I don't know what it's called though.
So they do something like that with a puck, and the person that gets the closest to whatever the goal is, and then they have different prizes for whatever level they reach. So it would be cool to be able to do that and do that with Fuego. But I really believe I think I could do a pretty good job at it. It'd be fun to go to. Even if they let me do it like one day, like the dude calls in sick and let me try out, that dude ain't coming back.
You got to be able to get along with him too. Not saying you couldn't.
With who, Fuego or
just the people who work in there?
Yeah, that'll be cool, dude.
Is it luge? No, it's not luge.
Oh, luge.
Curling.
There you go, curling. That's the game.
That's what it is.
So it's kind of a game like that, and then they sometimes.
Did they do any of that when we were there?
No, they didn't.
None of that.
No. I'm just saying that it's done at different arenas when they're playing hockey. Like they'll come out and they'll do that. There's times where they come out and they get to shoot from center ice with they get a hockey stick and the puck, and they get to try to make it from center ice.
Oh wow!
So all that kind of stuff, like that's the kind of shit that I did when I was in radio, was to be able to go out there and create that excitement and draw the attention to that and keep it moving because we only got a certain amount of time to get it done. Let's go, on and gone. You know what I mean? But to be able to do it all with excitement and drawing the crowd's attention, and I could do that. That's my thing. Thing.
I was very disappointed in both the situation and Luis.
Why?
Because during the third quarter, I told him that I was going to go get some more beer, and I went up to the concession stand, and they were closed.
They were closed already?
Dude, that's what I'm talking about.
Really?
So when I came back, I was like, man, they're closed. He was like, oh, yeah, they stopped serving beer at the third quarter. And I was like, so why'd you have me go back up? I mean, why'd you let me go back up if I told you I was going to go get a drink? Because I was having a good time.
Right.
I couldn't believe it.
You've been having a good time a lot lately, though.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, you kind of not let yourself go, but you let yourself have a really good time that night. And then afterwards, you guys went and parlayed at your house, right?
Oh, yeah. A couple of drinks afterwards, yeah.
And then the other night, we went and hung out with Champ and Rosebush from the Whiskey Glass podcast, and we all got a little inebriated there.
You know what it is? When it's a Friday, I can do Fridays.
Friday, yeah, because it's Saturday. You're good, right?
Well, because I'll recoup Saturday, and then like I'll still have a day off on Sunday.
Okay.
But if it's Saturday night, then I'm still thinking I gotta go to work on Monday.
I gotta go to work on Monday. Look at. Do you ever remember saying stupid shit like that when you were like in just out of high school, when you were considering going to college? You know what I mean? Like, fuck, if I go out and I drink tonight, and I got classes on Monday, man, ain't nobody thinks like that. Come on, man, just go, just do it, just have fun.
But that arena was nice for several other reasons. Not a lot of people. Meaning it can't hold that many people.
It holds 10,100, right?
Yeah.
That's a lot of people we're talking about.
Oh, don't get me wrong. It's a lot of people, but it ain't no, Staples Center, ain't the
Right.
Honda Center.
Right.
It's manageable.
Yeah, I would say that, yeah. I agree
I don't
with that.
I don't recall waiting in line to go to the bathroom.
Dude,
And with it being nice and new, everything was clean.
I forgot how fucking cold a hockey game gets. I was cool for like the first hour, and then it started getting a little chilly.
Really?
Yeah.
To you?
Yeah. And I didn't wear a jacket or anything. I just, and I had shorts on. Didn't I wear shorts that night?
No, you wore pants.
I wore pants.
Yeah.
Pants and a t-shirt. I started getting cold.
You wasn't wearing no t-shirt. You was wearing a long sleeve, nice little shirt. It was black with your dark blue jeans and your black shoes. I saw you trying to pimp yourself out, kid.
Was I?
Yeah.
Shit, I must have looked good that night for you to remember then. Shit. Dude, have you seen this story about this little girl? Well, I call her little, but she's little in stature. She looks like she's, a preteen.
Yeah. No, she looks younger than that.
Like 8, maybe 9.
Yeah, kid.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
She looks like a little kid.
She actually used to have a show on TLC. My daughter watches all those shows. 90 Day Fiancé.
Oh.
It's just all those type of shows, and she had her own show because of her condition.
Okay. So it's a condition where she doesn't grow. Like her body doesn't grow. She doesn't look her age at all, right? Like she looked like, she looked like fucking, is it Cindy? From the Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch. Like she looked young like that, right?
Yeah.
And so people are coming after her, and this dude from England was reaching out to her about not being able to have a boyfriend or things being weird and blah blah.
Well, that's the show was called. Her name is Shauna Ray.
Okay.
And the show was called I Am Shauna Ray. And what it is she's 23 years old.
She's 23.
And she had an operation, some type of brain operation, because she had something wrong with her brain, obviously.
Right.
And at 8 years old. And that caused her to stunt her growth at that point. So she stopped growing at that point. So she looks like she did when she was 8 years old.
And she's 23.
She's 23.
And this dude from England started showing interest in her. And he's been flying over to hang out with her. And I guess he's been catching a lot of flack for it. Because even though she's 23 years old, she got the body of an 8-year-old.
Yes.
Like, I could see why that's a problem. Like, I mean, as a parent, don't you, like, as a dad, I wouldn't know how to wrap my mind around a dude wanting to.
Well, yeah. I mean, you want your daughters, you still want your 23-year-old daughter to experience life and find love and happiness, if you will. But yeah, when you think of it from the suitor's point of view, what are you finding attractive over here?
Right.
And I've seen commercials for the show. I never watched it, But I do remember it coming out because of how odd it was. I mean, she's at a bar smoking cigarettes, having drinks, and it looks like a little kid at a bar smoking cigarettes and having drinks. It is a trip.
Wow. I'm going to say that I already know the answer, but could you ever date anybody that had that kind of issue?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think I could either.
Because you'd have to get to know her as a person to even begin to get past it. So this guy,
well, that's what he's saying though. Like, there's nothing has happened. Like, you know, they hang out, and that's all it is. It's just,
come on.
But you know, look, let's be honest. If I was driving from here to Indio to go see somebody, it's because I knew we was, you know what I mean. We knew what was happening. So if I had to fly across a big old body of water to go see somebody, you would know what's going to happen. Like, we would have to make sure, hey, you understand that by me flying, like, there's not going to be any excuse, like, no excuse, like, you know why I'm coming, right? We know what that end result's going to be before I come back to England, right? Like, we cool, right? We're all on the same page.
And she's like, dude, she's like 4 feet tall or something.
Yeah, she's not even, yeah, baby.
I mean, and she's not like a little person. She's straight up like an 8-year-old.
And and I don't even know how to say it without sounding fucked up, but she's a cute little 8-year-old, right? Not like an attractive 8-year-old. That's not what I'm saying. Don't try to twist my words. I'm saying that if she was really an 8-year-old girl, like your daughter's cute, right? Not like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, I know it sounds fucking weird, like And even that, dude, like, that sounds so weird. So let's say, okay, you're the 30-year-old dude that's taking her out, or 28, however old that dude was, right? That's taking her out. Like, how do you take her to a bar and be okay? Like, I would be afraid to take her out and get whooped while I was on a date because somebody would be like, dude, what are you doing with that fucking little kid?
Well, let's switch it up. Now that she's famous to an extent.
Okay.
I wouldn't even say she's famous, but if you were to Google her, she'd pop up.
Okay.
What if that wasn't the case and you're the owner of a bar and she comes walking up wanting to get in and she's got an ID that says she's 23 years old, but yet looks like she's 8 years old?
I don't know if I could let her in.
Could you legally be sued for that? Although you have every reason to not let her in.
Right.
Common sense would tell you not to let her in.
Right.
But legally...
Well, that's a double-edged sword then. Because you would have every... I think you would have every right as a human being. Say, get the fuck out of here. You're not 23. You're not. Nobody is your size and 23 years old. I've never heard of anybody having that disease. No, sorry, not gonna happen. No, right?
Dude, could you imagine holding her hand?
Bro, that's so fucking.
Because it's gonna be a tiny hand in yours.
My God, dude.
There's a picture of them. And, bro, she comes up to, like, just past his waist.
Yeah, like... see, like that, but that's my fucked up mind. Like, I would be worried.
Oh,
of going out in public. Dude, somebody's gonna shoot me for walking around with you. Holding your hand or trying to hug on you at the park or... You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't do that.
Giving you a kiss on the fucking, like... you there would be absolutely no PDA.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
You just... Like, if I was a little girl and you reach over me, bitch, you know what's gonna happen. Don't touch me. Not here. I'll take care of you later. Whatever whatever the little 23-year-old needs to say. But let's talk about all the normal things like she wouldn't be able to do. Right? Like, because there's height requirements to certain shit, right?
A roller coaster. I mean, not being mean, but you got to be careful on a roller coaster.
So what? And then it's in California. It's 10 years old or 50 pounds, right? And they still have to be in a car seat.
See, now you're just being mean.
I'm not being mean. We're talking about the law, right? So that means if that means she can't sit in the front seat. So now you park and you got to let your girlfriend out the back seat out of her car seat.
You know what? I wonder if she could drive. I mean, obviously you're going to need certain things to help you drive. But
well, here's the thing. Because now that I'm saying that about that law, 10 or 50, well, I guess a midget would surpass that because a little person would surpass that because they're over 10 years old, right? And that's most of them, I would assume, are more than 50, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think this girl's over 50.
You think so? Well, she would have to have the same kind of pedal assembly and shit in her car as a little person.
Yeah, definitely. And a booster seat. I mean,
so, but
no, I'm not trying to be mean, but yeah.
So let's advance the relationship a little bit, okay? So, he's been flying here, seeing her hanging out, seeing what could come, becoming friends, seeing if there's anything that they can build on this relationship, right? And let's say they get past that somehow, and he's, you know what? It's time for me to take you back to Europe and meet my parents. How as the parents do you react to that? And let's say in Europe that show's not that big, right? And now he's bringing this 23-year-old that's locked in an 8-year-old body to Europe.
He's got to warn everybody he knows up front what's going on.
Does he go to the police department? Hey, listen, because I don't want anybody to call and worry you guys about, hey, there's some guy making out with an 8-year-old, here in Blasbury or wherever the fuck they're at.
If it was a little town, I would think you would. Where, yeah, I mean, yeah, you could, if it was a small town, I would say yes.
But you don't think if let's say they were just in London.
No, that's too big of a city.
So they would be fine there?
No, I'm not saying they'd be fine, but you just can't go to the police and say, hey, if anybody says anything. Because there's probably like multiple police departments. I'm talking a small town, a handful of police officers where everybody knows everybody.
Right. Well, but I think in a small town like that, they'd beat you up and then call the cops anyway. So you'd have to let them know up front. And everybody in town would have to know what's going on. Well, but by now, if everybody would know, right? Because they've been together for a while or whatever, and he's been visiting. And
yeah, but now you've piqued my curiosity in regards to this show. That I wouldn't mind watching an episode just to see how she navigates life.
Yeah.
I mean, does she drive? You know what I'm saying? I would like to see that. I would like to see her little stature behind a normal size steering wheel.
She probably drives like some fucking 4x. It's lifted and shit, right? She's got a little ladder she's got to fucking climb up to get in it. And then it would be interesting to see what she does for a living.
Nowadays, I mean, you work from home. Nobody knows no different.
No, let's say she doesn't. But does she have a normal voice, or does she have an 8-year-old voice?
That's true. Good question.
So does it matter if you're working from home and you're doing shit by phone or by, what if you got to do a Zoom meeting? You got to take all your dolls off your bed and shit?
You see, you're going back to being mean.
No, I'm not.
She don't have dolls. She's 23 years old.
Girls have dolls up until like 25. What are you talking about?
My daughter's dolls are all put away. She still got them,
That's
but
because she don't live there no more. Are you telling me that before she moved, she didn't have any more dolls out?
She might have.
Yeah.
No, but just because they've always been there. Like, she never changed up her room the last few years. So
Mingo, you're right.
It's funny you mentioned that because you know how I get back to my garage, how we're trying to storage and have everything properly organized.
Right.
My old lady tells me to go get some more bins, some storage bins.
How many bins do you think you have in there right now?
The new ones.
Yeah.
Let's say 20.
And how many older ones?
Not too many older ones left, but they're just things that aren't in bins. Just stuff like that.
How many bins do you think is going to take you to organize all that?
If whatever's left over, let's say whatever's left over could fit in, let's say 2 more bins.
Okay.
But there's stuff that just wouldn't fit in bins that we still have.
I got you. Okay.
But she told me to go get another couple of bins, and I was like, well, what's left? I didn't know. My wife has really taken over handling this because she wants to get it done.
It's because you don't know what to throw away.
Okay. I'll give you that. But I was like, so what's left? What are you putting in bins? And she's like, well, I got this, I got our daughter's dolls. I was like, hold on. What do you mean dolls? She's like, all her dolls. I was like, you being serious right now?
Well, yeah, dude. What happens when she has a baby and she wants to give her all her dolls?
Oh my God, is my wife here? She's whispering in your ear?
I'm just saying.
That's exactly what she said.
Right.
Well,
I'm surprised that you're not thinking that way.
No, don't get me wrong. I understand they should be kept for that reason. But they should be kept at her apartment for that reason.
She ain't got room in that little apartment, bro. Come on.
I barely got room in my place.
Well, you're going to have to do something to your drums then. That way you can have more room for that shit. I'm surprised you're not the one that was saying, oh, well, you were looking at each one, moving it from the old bin to the new one. I remember when we got to this, baby. You remember when we
It's funny because we have in the garage is also my son's toy chest.
Oh, but you don't have a problem with his toys. Okay. All right. No, just kidding. Go ahead.
Actually, yeah, you're probably not that. First of all, I didn't have a problem with my daughter's dolls. Don't get it twisted. I was just surprised that A, they were out there, and B, that we still had them and all that. I had just totally forgot about them. That's all.
Right.
But when we opened up his chest, he has these 2 cases. They almost look like the Match Car Hot Wheels cases for the Hot Wheels,
okay.
like the plastic foldable ones.
Right.
So we open them up, and they're all his Super Friends figurines.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, it was pretty cool to see them.
That's you hold on to all that shit. All that shit's gonna get. They're all collectible, dude. All that shit. And
Aquaman, the Flash, Superman.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Even if he had fucking cars, those cars are highly collectible, dude. Like the Matchbox and all those Hot Wheels.
I don't know if he has any of those. He might. He wasn't into cars. It was just really superheroes.
Any particular? What's his favorite?
His favorite probably was like the traditional Batman or Superman.
Mm-hmm. What's yours?
Batman.
Batman. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. How many chests or how many new boxes or totes is it gonna take for your daughter's monos?
I'm assuming it's just the one. She just said one was going to be for her.
And your son's toys?
I don't know. He's got a pretty big toy chest. There's a bunch of other stuff in there too. So like karate belts, like he's got his white belt, his blue belt,
Right.
stuff like that. So I don't even know if we're gonna put those in totes. To be honest with you.
You're gonna end up sending that shit to him in Chicago. Huh? What a dick.
I'll tell you what. Like I have my mom's Christmas tree in my garage. I keep it, and her decorations.
Okay.
So every year at Christmas, we take it to her house and we put up her tree and stuff like that. So, because if we kept it at my mom's house, it'd be lost by the next year. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay. I was gonna say, she has a house, right? Like,
Yeah,
okay.
but it's a lot easier just for us to put in our garage. And so, anyways, this year we got her a different tree because for the sake of time management,
Right.
storage. So it's a nice tree. So let's get that straight. When it's up, it looks legit. 6 feet tall, legit. Straight up. Okay. But when it's not put together, it looks really cheesy. Because it's one of those things that it lays flat. So you put it's got like a rim, not a ring, if you will.
Okay.
That you put two poles together and it attaches in the middle of the rim or the ring.
Right.
So and the poles go up to 6 feet tall.
Okay.
And so you put the tree over it because the tree's round and flat. And then you just pull it from the middle. You pull it straight up, and the tip of the tree you put on the tip of the of those sticks that you put together.
Okay.
So think of it as an accordion.
I was thinking about like a skirt.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So it looks legit, straight up when it's put together. It's already pre-lit, the whole nine. It's got decorations on it like gold balls. So I was like, this is cool. And again, the box is big. It's flat like a record album.
Oh wow. Okay.
So it's legit, but it's bigger, of course, than a record album. But
Did you end up? Are you going to end up buying a new tree for your house this year?
no, I fixed mine.
Is that because you spent all your money on your house stereo system as opposed to you can't buy your wife a tree?
No, I like, as my family does too, but I really like my tree. Had it since our first Christmas tree in our first house. 20, 25 years, 26 years. And there's nothing wrong with it.
Well, then why'd you have to fix it?
The base was cracked.
So there was something wrong with it.
Yeah, but it was fixable.
Okay.
Nothing that some PVC pipe couldn't handle. I think it was PVC. How did I fix it? Yeah, I fixed it.
I thought you just leaned it in the corner this year.
It had to because it cracked.
Yeah, because you said
Bad.
you said you knew how to fix it, but you didn't have the time to, so that you just leaned it up in the corner.
Well, no, it was one of those things that you'd have to put it together with the fixed part, the replacement part, the platform.
Gotcha.
But back to the Christmas tree, my mom really was. You could tell she was a little disappointed in the new tree when I put it up.
Really?
Yeah, because we couldn't put her ornaments on it because it's not designed like that. It's like one and done.
Right.
Put it up and boom. So, I'm hoping on giving that tree to one of my kids and then buying another one and giving it to the other one. So they'll have a Christmas tree for their apartments next year. And again, it's so flat in the box that they can just put it on the floor of a closet and not have to worry about it.
You don't. You think they'll want a Christmas tree?
No, they don't.
They don't?
No.
So why are you gonna give them one?
because they might want to put one up if they have it. They don't want it because our tree takes an hour plus to put up.
Right, and they're not going to be there for the holidays. It's not like they're
but
not going to buy presents to put under their tree.
They might invite guests over during the holidays. Like my daughter has a friend's Christmas/Thanksgiving party every year with her sorority sisters. And this year they had it at my daughter's house. It would have been nice for them to have a nice.
She could put
tree.
up a Festivus tree.
A what?
A Festivus tree.
What is that?
Did you not watch Seinfeld?
I've watched Seinfeld. I don't remember this.
Yeah, the Festivus tree. It's Festivus for the rest of us or something like that. I don't know. It's just a pole.
I don't remember that episode.
Just stop pushing it on. If they don't want a Christmas tree, don't give them no Christmas tree.
But again, I don't think that they would mind having it because it's there. And again, dude, it's up in 30 seconds. And it's down in 20. Put it in the corner, Christmas time, they come home from work, they can put the tree on, have some hot cocoa. It's Christmas. I think I told you this, I just found out that my son likes to watch like Home Alone and all those movies during Christmas.
Really?
Yeah, I never knew that. He would watch them alone. I didn't know. We didn't know.
Is there any movies that you watch during the holidays that
No.
nobody knew about besides like The Village?
We used to watch, like my brother and I used to watch A Christmas Story.
Okay.
But other than that, no.
Not Elf, not
No.
just what is it? The Grinch?
No. Nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I'm gonna start now, especially knowing that my son likes to watch that.
For somebody that's way into Christmas, which I would consider you somebody that was pretty like way into Christmas.
I'm not that into Christmas. I put decorations up just like you put decorations up.
No, you climb up every year and put decorations on your roof, and you're afraid of heights. And then you climb up and you take them down every year. Are they down yet?
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. In my neighborhood, I've seen at least 3 houses that still have Christmas lights up. They don't put them on at night, but they leave them up.
Yeah.
I never noticed that before. I'm ready to send them a postcard, a Cathedral City postcard, anonymously saying, could you please take down your Christmas lights?
Why? What does it bother you?
Dog, come on.
What's the big deal?
No, because Christmas is over. Take your lights down.
See, like you climb up there every year, the chances of you getting either hurt.
Hey! You ain't gotta jinx it.
I'm not trying to jinx it. It's far enough away. You be fine. You jinx me all the time. I don't even want to hear it. I think that you take a chance every year, especially now that you're getting older. You know what I mean? Like you're not as sure-footed. Like shit happens, bro. And or you have a chance of damaging shit while you're up there. Like put them up and be done, dude. Like fuck, you're in your 50s, bro. Who fucking cares?
Shit, I can't roll like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's gonna come.
Are you telling me that your wife won't let you? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm 100% against that, and so is my wife. So if even if my percentage dropped, hers will still stay at 100.
Wow. So your wife's not that Mexican after all?
I'll tell you what, kid. When she hears it, she's gonna be like, just because Domingo doesn't put up Christmas lights, don't mean that we shouldn't.
I put up Christmas lights on the tree.
Oh, you're welcome, by the way.
And I pull it down every year. I put it up. I'm good.
But no, we can't do that. I mean, there will come a time where I'm gonna have to pay somebody to do it, but that time has not come yet.
So you're so against it.
Against what?
Against leaving the lights up.
Oh, dude, that's just tacky.
That you'll pay somebody to come and pull them down.
Yeah.
Because I got people in my neighborhood that still have them up and lit.
Yeah,
I'm sure you see them when you leave.
Not that I've paid attention to, but I will when I leave tonight. You want me to send them some anonymous postcards?
Well, from the county Riverside?
1,000 pounds.
Ain't no.
You never know.
It's not a city.
I'll
You have to send it
go
from
to the truck stop down here and see if they got any.
You send it from the county Riverside, saying, "Hey, our code enforcement has noticed that you still have lights on. That it's a hazard. Yada yada yada." And yeah, you have a certain amount of days to take them off before you're fined.
Yeah, it's tacky though.
Come on, man.
It's the ones that are colored too. That's what makes it really tacky. See, I couldn't leave. Not that I would. I can't leave mine up because the cord itself is actually like white and it stands out against my house.
So why don't you paint the cord and then leave them up?
Because there's no way you're gonna match. No, I'm not leaving them up. What do you do?
Man, I'm just trying to keep you safe, dog. We talking about ladders. You know what I mean?
Player.
All right.
It's not happening.
All right. Trying to, save you some time during the holidays, climbing up and down. And, it's different when your son was there. You guys had the time and you had that time to bond, but he ain't there no more to do that with.
I know. He was truly missed this year, too.
You're going to sit up there and drink by yourself. You're going to end up drinking too much and not be able to come down. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think about these things with you, Tony. Like, you need to take a step back and be like, hey, you know what? It's time to leave the lights up year round.
And, I don't drink like that. I'm not a real big drinker.
Right.
This weekend I drank a lot. More than I usually would have.
This weekend?
Yeah, this whole weekend.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm having some work done in my house. And the person I'm having do it, I got his name and number through my buddy Luis. So Luis is really close with this dude.
Okay.
He's done work at his house, and they've formed a friendship. So the guy, we made arrangements for him to do some work at my house.
So the guy that's doing the work around your house, he likes to drink too?
No.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah. So I'm having work done in my master bedroom.
Okay.
So Luis came with him Saturday morning.
That's cool.
Yeah. So he stayed majority of the day, like till I want to say 2:00. They came over at 8.
Oh, so you were fucked up by 2:00?
No, not at all.
Oh.
But what's funny is my wife was making fun of us because I sent her pictures. Luis and I stayed in the bedroom as these guys were working.
Right.
So I got some like the camping chairs, the folding chairs.
Yeah.
And we just opened them up, and we were just in the bedroom drinking beers, watching these guys work. I felt bad initially because I hate when I'm working and
have people look
are
over
looking
your
at
shoulder.
me, like the owners looking at me, watching me work. But we were just sitting there tossing them back while these guys were working like we were supervisors.
That's fucking hilarious. You fucking guys.
And the worst is I hate it when a homeowner tells me something about what I'm doing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, don't do it like, maybe try it like this.
Yeah, hey, should you do it like this? Like, no, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you were doing that, Tony?
I did it a couple of times, man.
Did Luis check it or did you check yourself? Or did you go unchecked?
No, I went unchecked because I even started with, dude, I don't know if I should tell him this because the guy speaks no English. And
it don't matter then.
I could get by with my Spanish, and that's one of the reasons why Luis wanted to hang out, just in case the guy had a question, and if I had something to say, and so there was no mixed signals. But I told her, I said I could get by. But anyways, I was telling him, I was like, look, I don't know if I should say something. I hate saying this, but I think he's doing this wrong. And Luis like, well, tell me. I'll tell him. It's no big deal. He's cool. He'll understand. And I was like, hey, what about this? And the guy was like, yeah, I know, this. I was like, oh, shit, I'm sorry. I had to apologize to him a couple of times for, like, butting in.
Yeah, because you showed me some pictures. It looked like the dude was doing a really good job.
Yeah, it's real nice work.
Right on. Good price?
Yeah.
Yeah? Good, because I got some guy coming and doing, hanging a couple of fans here in the porch. And what else was he doing for me? doing something else. I can't remember what else he's doing. But I have him doing a couple things for me out here, so it'll be good. Trying to finally get caught up with all this shit. Finding a place where I can finish all that shit up. Get everything redone that the other dude fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, I hear you.
It sucks, dude. It's hard. Like some of this shit, like I know how to do more or less. Like I could get it done. But there's like right now my body won't let me. With my fucking leg the way it is, like I can't. You know what I mean? And
it makes sense now.
And because what?
You're projecting what's going on with your body onto me with my Christmas lights and putting them up and down.
Well, I would hate to see you in my position.
I'm still spry, kid. I can jump around. I'm good.
I don't think you're spry. But you're not hurt. Now, if you'd have said you were dry, that might be a little different. But yeah, I mean, well, you're definitely not hurt, and you're not my size, so that alleviates, a little bit of that issue. But yeah, I mean, you're definitely not in my shape. Like, what are you trying to say? Always trying to cut me down. You can't. Never a kind word from you. Nothing ever uplifting.
I'm just saying.
Go ahead, tell us what are you saying?
You can hang those fans up.
I don't know how to run electricity though.
Well, you can still hang them up. Save you some money.
So you're telling me I should just have them run the electricity and leave the wires there for me to go ahead and just. Don't even get me started. You could have done half the shit that he built in your room. But you decided you wanted to sit there and watch a Mexican work while you drank. Man, must be nice. Said that at least the guy I got coming to do my shit is white.
Damn, look at you.
Yeah.
That just means you're paying more than me.
I know, probably. Fuck, not you mention it. Probably.
You know how you were just saying how, I'm my age and all that kind of good stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Dog, a couple of things happened to me over the last couple of weeks.
Uh-oh.
That people are making me feel old.
Okay.
First, it started with Home Depot.
What happened at Home Depot?
I ordered some stuff online to get picked up,
Yeah?
So I get there. I've done this many times in the past. I get to the special orders counter. Hey, online pickup, last name, order number. They go to the back. They pull it out. They give it to me. They print me up a receipt. Thank me. I'm on my way.
Right.
So this is the first time I've actually ordered something small. Actually, it was that fire alarm I told you, that smoke detector.
Oh, okay.
I got that. I got some batteries, just some little knicky-knack stuff. So I waited, like I said, wait in line, special counter, special orders. Can I help you? Yes. Order number. She says, "Oh, okay. They're at the lockers." And I was like, "Okay." So we're like at a standoff now. She's looking at me. I'm looking at her. And she's like, "Oh, do you know where they are?" And I'm like,
"You said where what are, didn't you?"
No, I just said, she said lockers. I know what a locker looks like. But I had no idea what she was referring to. I'm assuming the lockers they got in the back where they always go get my stuff from. Wow. So she goes, "No, follow me." So she takes me to like, I hate to call it a foyer, but it's like you got your first set of sliding doors,
right?
And that's where all the carts are. And then there's another sliding door that actually opens you up and that leads into the store,
right?
So we're heading out those first doors into where the carts are, and she makes a sharp right, and lo and behold, there's a bunch of lockers, like Amazon lockers.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, shoot, when did you guys get these?" And she's like, "You never seen these before?" I was like, "No." I think she assumed I meant, like, I've never seen anything like this before. I just never seen Home Depot have lockers before. And she was like, "Okay, well, now you get your ID." But now she's talking to me slowly. You know what I'm saying? We get your ID. And so I pulled it out. She goes, "Just scan it against this thing." Or, yeah, no, my phone for the scan code. Yeah. She goes, "Okay, now step back because one of these doors are going to pop open." And sure enough, one of them popped open. She goes, and your stuff should be inside. Again, like, Grandpa, I got to explain these things to you.
Right, yeah, and then hold on real quick. I'll grab somebody to walk you out to your car.
She goes, make sure you have everything. You have everything? Okay, thank you, sir. I was like, damn, I'm not, I get the concept. I understand, but I just didn't know you guys actually had, lockers. So now fast forward a few days later, I go to, for my business, in regards to our cell phones, the family cell phones.
Right.
I make a big payment for the year for my phone. My phone that I use for work.
Okay.
And so what that does is by doing that, I don't get a bill for like 5-6 months.
Okay.
Because I pay the pool service for a year's worth. I hadn't gotten a bill yet from T-Mobile that I could write a check and mail it out for the year. It's like a little over $1,000.
You said write a check. Yeah, go ahead.
So I go to the local T-Mobile. I walk in and she, hey, can I help you? Yeah, can I make a payment here? Do you have a kiosk? And they're like, no, but we can take the payment, no problem. I was like, all right, cool. She goes, okay, da-da-da. She's little iPad. She was, okay, how much are you going to pay today? And I told her. And she says, wow, okay. Will that be cash or charge? I said, it's actually a check.
She said,
Dude.
Check what?
No, she goes like this. She looks at me, she goes, we don't take those. But the way she said those,
right?
We don't take those.
Yeah, like you old fucker.
Yeah, exactly, bro. So I was like, oh. So I said, okay. I said, I'll give you my credit card. So now she's like, well, you know that if you make a payment for that amount, we can't refund you if something goes wrong. If you change your mind, I should say. And I'm like, what's that supposed to mean? You know what I'm saying?
No.
You think that's legitimate?
Yeah.
I had a check written out. Let's say it's $1,000. I had a check written out for $1,000.
Okay.
So does she think I was giving her a rubber check? For those of you who don't know what a rubber check means, that means you write a check that doesn't have enough funds to cover it. That's what we used to call them back in the day.
Yeah, because nobody fucking uses those anymore, Tony. At all.
Bro, that's a great way of keeping records.
So is your bank statement. You use a card, bam, it's there. You don't have to wait for it to clear. It's taken out of your account. It's much easier to keep track of.
Actually, when something goes wrong, you can say, no, I paid you a check number such and such. Here's a copy of it. Here's the back of it that shows you cashed it, that you processed it.
Yeah, here on my bank statement, it cleared on such and such date. Here's a transaction number. Here is the reference number that was given to me, blah, blah, blah. It was for such and such amount.
You see, you just showed me your hand as if you were showing me the statement.
Right, because
if you're talking to somebody on the phone, that doesn't work.
Well, it's the same thing as giving them a check number.
No, check is better.
No, you give them the confirmation number. It's the same shit.
You don't.
Except mine cleared right away. You had to wait, fucking 3 days in the mail for them to get it.
Don't try
5
to
days
age
to process
shame me, okay, bro?
Don't try to what?
Age shame me.
I'm not age shaming you. I'm check shaming you.
So, anyways.
Because most places now, even when you write a check, they run it through their fucking machine and give you the check back right away anyways.
I don't write checks like that. I don't go to a store and write a check. I mail my checks.
Well, T-Mobile's a store.
Well, this is a special situation. I had the check written out waiting for my statement to come in. It hadn't come in yet, so I was like, let me take it to the actual location.
Because you still get paper statements? You don't do you don't do paperless?
No.
Why don't you do your part to save the environment?
I'm doing my part so my old lady can retire.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so for those of you who are listening, please, no more paperless statements. Let's start using the U.S. mail again. Come on.
No, let's save the environment.
I'm saving jobs.
How? For what?
Mail couriers, people who work at the mills to make the paper, ink producers, you name it.
Look, you could click a button and it's right on your screen. You save all the time in the world right there. What do you? Life is about progression, my friend.
Hey,
and you get stuck writing checks.
And so you have no problem. It seems like you have no problem putting mom and pop shops out of business because you just want to use Amazon and have it delivered. I'm for the working man.
Sometimes, because they give me better prices. What do you want me to do?
Support your local economy.
I do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, there's an Amazon right here in Cat City. Bam!
So anyways, again, I took offense to, we can't, there's no, I forgot how she said it, I won't be able to get any money back if I'm making a mistake paying this amount of money.
Right. What she meant was that once you pay the $1,000, if you decide you wanted to close the account or you wanted to do something else, like they're not going to refund you the money. Once you pay it. You're asked out.
Whatever.
It's not me, fucker. I'm just telling you what she meant.
I don't think she meant that. I think I took it more as, hey, this is a lot of money. So just make sure you can spend this. Because, you might have rent to pay and car payments and stuff.
And is your Social Security enough to cover this, sir?
So that was that. And then lastly, wife and I were at Target one day.
Okay.
And we were going to check out, and our cashier name tag was Tony. So I wanted to strike up a conversation with the dude, right? So instead of saying, hey, my name is Tony too, I decided to hit him with a joke. So I said, hey. So I said, why you do that? So I tell him, I say, hey, what did I say? What do you call a guy with no ankles? And he looked at me, he said, what? I said, Tony.
Holy shit.
And I said, my name's Tony too. And he was like, oh, okay.
Fuck.
But that, I have to admit, that one really did make me feel old.
What would possess you to say something like that? They're like, fuck, if anything aged you, that joke did. That's like...
But don't you get it, Tony? Guy with no ankles?
I get it, dude, but that's like a... That's a terrible dad joke, dude. Like, what the fuck, Tony?
I get it now.
Holy shit.
Dude, I swear to God, walking out of that store, pushing that cart,
and you laughed all the way.
No, I really did feel like I was like, oh shit. You seen those Progressive commercials with the dude that
you're becoming your parent? Did your wife walk away when you started telling that joke? Oh fuck! I don't want to be here for this. Did she apologize for you afterwards?
I think she was just shaking her head behind me. Because, dude, when I said it, I swear to God, dude, I thought it was the funniest shit. And again, I followed it up real quick with my name is Tony too, so I didn't want him to feel like I was like,
making fun of his name.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Dog, those three things put together in the last 2 weeks, man, yeah, making me feel old.
And then you wear Skechers on top of it.
For work.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, dude, getting old sucks. Can't always be yourself, and it's even worse, like, especially in this climate, because we can't say the shit that we used to say back in the day because it's offensive to everybody, right?
Yeah.
Like, you gotta now you gotta be careful with that. Then you gotta, fuck. I'm just gonna walk around quiet and fucking not say shit to nobody. Can't hold doors open anymore. You can't fucking, you know what I mean? Have you ever had anybody give you shit for holding a door open?
No.
I don't need you to hold the door for me.
I don't think so. But, I mean, for example, this day and age, is Hooters still allowed?
Oh, yeah.
How does a place like that not get shut down?
They're not going to shut down Hooters. They're not going to shut down Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks?
You never heard of them? Yeah. Their outfits are better than Hooters and Tilted Kilt.
So, Tilted Kilt, we used to have one out here. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, it was right there on...
in Palm Desert?
Yes. Right across from Outback.
I never thought Tilted Kilt was like... At least the one I've only been to the one.
Right.
I never thought it was...
Anything with skate or anything?
Yeah, I never... But anyways, if you say it is, then it is. But how does a place like that still be around? For example, if a dude wanted to work there as a server, how can he be denied in this day and age?
I just think it's acceptable that they understand that they can't.
Huh.
You know what I mean? I just think that... And can you? Is that if a guy wanted to go in there and work, would you have to let him?
I would think so. Wouldn't he have to be able to have the same opportunity as his female counterpart?
I don't know.
Because how can for that, how can any other job say, well, we only want males doing this work? No females need apply.
Well, because I think that it's a niche market. Like it's part of the ambiance. It's part of what's there. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, men don't have fucking Hooters.
Again, I totally agree with you.
And if you
but this day and age,
if you walked into a Hooters and a dude came to your table in them orange shorts and that white T-shirt, would you stay and eat?
But wouldn't that... No. Well, yeah. Okay, hold on a second. Hold on. Time out. I understand where you're coming from. But with that being said, wouldn't that just open them up to a larger clientele?
No. I think that would leave that business in disarray. I think that would cause such an issue if they let a guy go in and serve.
Okay. Again, I get it. But the key word is they let a guy come in and do that job.
Correct.
Legally, how could they not? They have a position open. 10 people apply, half of them are female, half of them are male. Why are they able to say right off the bat, no males?
I think it's the same way that they, when you apply somewhere and they say must be bilingual. You have to fit what the job is. And if you're a dude, you don't fit.
Oh, the job is serving.
Right, with your breast out. And small shorts.
A chubby guy has breasts. You see, bilingual, I get it, because you have Spanish people that you'd have to conversate with. So the job is speaking Spanish to certain customers. The job at Hooters is serving customers.
Right, with your Hooters out.
Hey, again, nothing to say I can't have my Hooters out. I understand, but I'm just saying in today's what's going on, how could it be stopped?
I don't think it can.
I'm honestly surprised we ain't seen somebody file a lawsuit. I'm perfectly able to handle this job as a server, and I would do my best. I've been in the service industry for a decade. I know what I'm doing. My customers are always happy. Boom. You're discriminating against me because I'm a male.
I don't know if that's the way it works, though.
Legal. We're talking legally.
Well, I get it, but there has to be some sort of legal loophole for that to happen. Because if they don't, then okay, well then that's a slippery slope. We're all the fat Chippendales guys. Then at a strip club, we're the fat chicks. During the day, I forgot. Never mind. Like, no, you know what I mean? Like, what? Like, if you know the job, the place is called Hooters because they want girls that are thin, attractive, that are willing to put their chest.
Hey,
hold on, let me finish. That are thin and attractive and are willing to put their chest out there, and wear the really small shorts with the nylons. To get the males to come in there after work or before work or whatever, and have a few beers, and eat some okay food. I don't see a dude rushing down there other than to cause problems. Because if you're a dude and you know what Hooters is, you're not gonna go and apply for a fucking server job.
Okay. Do you know what Victoria's Secret is?
Yes.
They have plus size models now.
Correct. They also have downy
Hold on.
models.
Okay, but we'll just talk about the plus size for now.
Okay.
What has Victoria's Secret been for decades? Not a single plus model.
Okay.
Times have changed.
Okay.
Now they have plus size models.
So why don't they have...
It opened up the floodgates for more clientele, for more business.
But on the opposite of that, what you're saying is, why doesn't Victoria's Secret have dude models?
Because they only sell women's clothing.
And?
No, now you
No, because Hooters, everybody that works at Hooters as a server, it's only that uniform. Again, which is a female uniform.
How's that a female uniform? It's just shorts and a tank top and a wife beater.
Right.
Okay.
Because they're the Dove shorts that fit really tight.
Guys used to wear Doves in the 80s.
This ain't the 80s no more, Tony.
Exactly, it's not.
They're not high school coaches.
Again, you're saying this was what Hooters has always been.
Correct.
That's what Victoria's Secret has always been as well, and they've changed.
Yes, but there's a difference between having plus size models and having a dude model your clothes.
True, but change is change.
So hold on. But again, this is what you always do. You're not comparing apples to oranges. Or that's what you're comparing apples to oranges instead of apples to apples. Because by your analogy, Hooters should hire plus size girls to do their serving. Fine. If you want to put a plus size chick in the orange and let her rock her pumpkins on the bottom and the pumpkins on the top, that's cool. But that's still not a dude doing that job.
Okay, but
just like a dude not modeling Victoria's Secret stuff.
The point I'm trying to make is not about the detail. It's about the fact that times have changed, and
You're
certain
right.
companies are going with the change, are willing to change. Victoria's Secret was always.
But you're talking two different changes, though.
I'm just talking change in general.
Okay, so
Change with the times.
Okay, but you're not saying who's to say that somewhere in the Hooters world that there's not a plus size Hooter chick?
There are.
Okay, so what's your problem with Hooters? Who says they're then if they do, then they're advancing as well?
No, my problem with Hooters is
That they're not going to hire a guy?
yes.
Then why isn't that your problem with Victoria's Secret?
No, my problem with Hooters is, according to your statement, guys need not apply.
I didn't say that. You did.
No, I did not say that.
Yes,
I
you
said,
did.
why aren't they hiring guys?
You said because what if they put it out if men need not apply? I never said that. I said men know because what Hooters is not to apply for that position.
Oh, so what you're saying is,
But what I am saying
What you're
is
saying
that
is
you're comparing again.
Okay,
you're
fine.
comparing
So what you're
apples to oranges.
okay, but so what you're also saying is,
No
plus
dude
size
ever-
women need not apply to Victoria's Secret.
I never said that. I never said that at all.
Victoria's Secret was always size zero models.
And
Is that not
You're-
right?
No, you're making two.
I'm just talking about Victoria's Secret now. Forget Hooters.
Okay, so
My question to you is this:
what's wrong with them having plus size models?
nothing.
Okay, so
But what I'm saying is,
and
your
when
understanding.
when did I ever say? I never said fat chick shouldn't be it. I was cool when they had the downy chick, like whatever.
But what I'm saying is, you can understand how times have changed, and certain things aren't allowed anymore,
Okay,
like keeping plus size models off the runway.
correct,
Okay, so now they are allowed on the runway.
correct.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No,
Okay, so times have changed. Have times changed for the good or the bad?
regardless, they're going to change.
Yes. So maybe it's
but
time
I
for
don't
Hooters
see
to change.
I don't see a problem.
Maybe
with
it's
that.
time for Hooters to change. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but you're making two. But again, you're making two separate, completely separate analogies.
Which totally makes sense.
No, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
It does to me.
Because you're
and
talking
it
about
does to our listeners.
having a dude be a part of what Hooters does, and want people to be okay with that. And your closest analogy is putting a fat chick in Victoria's Secret. Those two things are totally different. If a large size model wants to be on Victoria's Secret and they're cool with it, and big girls are beautiful too, and they should be, that's cool. If you want a big chick to be at Hooters and make that comparison for apples to apples, a fat chick should be able to work at Hooters. I have no problem with that. But there shouldn't be a dude in a Hooters uniform trying to serve their food and beer, just like there shouldn't be a dude in Victoria's Secret clothes trying to model that shit. Right?
Wrong.
Wrong my ass. How is that wrong?
If a dude wanted to work at Hooters,
Then he
as
can
a
work
server,
he can work in
Hold
the
on.
back in the kitchen.
Hold on. If a dude wanted to work at Hooters as a server, they should just apply. They just should apply the same logic and say, okay.
But that's not logical.
We have a certain outfit, a certain Hooters uniform for the women servers. We're going to create one for a man. It's not going to necessarily look like the woman's, but it's still going to be
Then
so
they might-
women
but
can
if
come
they're
in.
gonna do that,
so
they might as
women
well change the
clientele-
name.
So women can come in and
No, that's stupid. It's so stupid you can't even complete your analogy. And you know that what you're talking about is two totally different worlds, and what you're trying to get across doesn't work at all.
you mentioned Chippendales.
Correct.
What's the point of Chippendales?
Get strip.
Okay, but women were strippers.
Correct.
first.
Okay.
And then somebody said, let's have male strippers for women.
Correct.
So why can't somebody, let's say at the head office at Hooters, say, let's start having some male hold on.
Go ahead.
Some male servers, not in the Hooters uniform that we use for the females. We'll come up with our own that will showcase the man's body, and we'll get the female clientele to come in.
And again, you're comparing apples to oranges, because women strip, and they strip at strip clubs, or they strip at a show that's titled for them. Men have their show, and it's Chippendales or Thunder from Down Under, whatever they call the two different male review shows that they have. The fact that they're two different shows would mean that if somebody at Hooters said, "Hey, you know what? We have this restaurant where we have nothing but female servers that are hot with their tits out and their butt cheeks hanging out. Let's make a restaurant called Schlongs, where the guys walk around and they're just in shorts that show off their package." But they would have to make it completely, either they would have to rebrand the business so that a male and female cast can serve the food, or they would keep Hooters and make a different restaurant for Schlongs. Because if it were me, and because if you go to let's say Hooters says, all right, well, you know what, we're going to do a hybrid restaurant. We're going to have men and women servers. This is going to be the female uniform, where it's the orange shirt, the white shirt, the tits hanging out, ass cheeks hanging out. Dude's going to be wearing a thong with his schlong, his package all bulged out. Right? If you get a group of males that come in that are heterosexual straight males, they're not going to want to be served with this dude that's just wearing a fucking bikini bottom, right? They're gonna have to figure out, okay, how many tables for the dude and how many for the female, right?
And vice versa.
Do you see how that doesn't make any sense?
No, I just said, and vice versa. Just like if a woman comes in, or a group of women, they're not going to want to be served by another woman. They're going to want the dude to serve them. So now they're going to have to wait.
I think you're wrong. I think more women would continue to go to Hooters and be served by women that are in their orange shirts and their white tops with their titties hanging out and their ass cheeks hanging out than with a dude that was just wearing a bikini bottom. I think you're absolutely fucking crazy wrong if you think otherwise.
But don't you think that the women would also be served by the men?
No.
No?
No.
Come on. So you're saying, why would women go to Chippendales?
I bet you on any given night. Hold on. I bet you on any given night you could find more women at a strip club with their men than you would ever find men with their women at a Chippendales.
That's true. But I also think that if you had this hybrid restaurant, you would have men waiting in line specifically for the women servers, but you'd have women not necessarily caring whether it was a woman server or a male server, which means that restaurant will still be full 100% of the time.
I think you're wrong.
Because the women wouldn't care who their server was. So if the men want to wait for a women's table to open, that's fine. We got a group of ladies they'll sit there too.
I think you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. I think you're absolutely wrong when it comes to who women would want their servers to be.
I don't necessarily. In that situation, I don't think the women would care, and they might even. They probably even prefer the dude.
There, you're wrong. I almost guarantee.
So, girls' night out, bachelorette party, they go to hybrid Hooters. You're telling me that they would want the woman server?
Yes.
Now you're tripping. Now you've been out of the game for too long.
Fuck that. You're tripping.
You're tripping.
How many women have you and your wife ever gone to a strip club together?
No. No.
Have you ever gone to a strip club with another woman?
No.
I knew you wouldn't answer that the right way anyways, but I had to throw it out there.
I've barely been to a strip club.
All right, so this is fucking going nowhere.
Yeah.
And before you get yourself into trouble, we're going to go ahead and change the topic because you...
Back to my original point, though. I'm just surprised that Hooters is still able to operate the way they operate. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think there's a few businesses that are out there like that, though, that can continue to... Fuck, they don't even push the envelope. They're just doing their thing in the background at this point. You know what I mean? Because nobody's pointing them out. Like, is Hooters... There's not one here in the Valley, right?
No.
And they
used to be. We used to have one.
Really?
Yeah, across the street from the Palm Desert Mall. I think...
Really?
No, it wasn't by where Panera Bread is. I don't remember exactly where it was.
Isn't it where Denny's used to be, somewhere in there?
It was like across the street from that Denny's.
Oh, okay.
So not catty corner, but across the street.
Right, okay. I know where you're talking about. Yeah. Bro, have you seen... the other day I was coming out of Walmart. And I hadn't been in fucking Walmart because I get everything delivered now, so I haven't been to Walmart in forever. And I think it was a Hyundai that I saw. And their fucking logo is like the size of a fucking WWE wrestling belt.
Is it?
Like, it's fucking huge.
Well,
like, it took up like the whole, like the front end of the car, like where the hood, like it was huge, dude.
I've been seeing more Kias on the road. Okay. Not a bad looking car, but they've changed, like Hyundai. They've changed their logo, and I'm wondering if that logo has improved their sales. Because before it used to be a KIA. It was like an obvious KIA.
Right.
Now it's a KIA, but you kind of have to look at it for a split second to make out it's a KIA.
Okay.
So it actually makes it look... I don't want to show my age again, but it makes it look cooler.
Goddamn, that Kia looks fucking spectacular.
And again, now the car looks pretty nice. I guess when I look at the car, and I'm like, oh, that shit doesn't look that bad. And then I look at the logo to see what kind of car it is. I'm like, wow, not bad looking at all.
Well, I don't, fuck the logo. They have a great,
It looks like a K and an N backwards.
Yeah. That's kind of hot, though.
And see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I kind of like that. I don't know if that would make me go in and buy a Kia.
I'm not saying it would do that, but again, it's like it adds to the look.
I'll tell you what it does do. It gives it flavor.
Okay.
And I think that it opens it up to a new audience in a way of, because Kia was like, hold on.
Bless you.
Excuse me, thank you. Was like a lower end vehicle, right?
Yeah.
Although Kia has a great fucking warranty. 10-year, 100,000 miles, bumper to bumper.
Is that a good thing?
Anything goes wrong with it, dude, $50, they fix it.
Is that a good thing?
Why not?
Because doesn't that just tell you...
It tells you two things.
You're going to have problems for the next 10 years and we'll fix it.
Well, it tells you two things. I think, for me, it tells you, hey, you know what? You don't have to worry about it. If you buy our car and there's an issue, we're going to take care of it. We stand by our product.
Okay.
And the other thing tells me, hey, if I'm a kid or I'm a single mother and I needed a car that was reliable and I wasn't going to have any problems, that I was going to have to spend a lot of money on to fix in the future, I'm going to get me a fucking Kia. Because 10-year, 100,000 mile warranty, anything goes wrong, I take it and I just pay the deductible and I'm good. Makes sense, right? I had a Kia.
Can I interject something real fast?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Why has it got to be a single mother? Why can't it be a single father? See, you need to come up with the times, Mingle.
Because a single father is still out there looking for a piece of pie. And he knows he's not going to get a piece of pie with a Kia. He's going to go ahead and get himself a little deep with a truck or with a Chevy truck.
What I'm saying is a single father could not know that much about cars just like a single mother wouldn't. All guys don't know about cars and how to fix them. So they don't necessarily, if they needed that warranty or not.
I'm not saying that they do. I'm saying is that a single dad is still using his penis to think with and is going to get him a car that when he tells a chick, when she, oh, what do you drive? Oh, shit, I got a brand new Chevy Silverado 1500. Oh, shit, that's nice, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? As opposed to, oh, baby, I got a sensible Kia because I wanted to make sure that, I had a, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Makes sense, right? So, I had a Kia when I left to Phoenix to get to go out there to do radio. We had a Ford Aerostar van.
Oh, you had one of those?
Biggest piece of shit I've ever had. Fucking terrible. Never should have owned it. It was a fucking Ford. Shouldn't have got it. So the day I left, I took it from here and I drove straight to a car lot in Phoenix. And they had the Kia waiting for me. I did everything over the phone. And I went, I picked it up, signed all the documents, did everything I needed to do, and I drove out of there with, it was a Hyundai that I bought. It was a Hyundai Santa Fe. Same thing, dude. 10-year, 100,000 mile warranty. A couple years later, my ex had driven it without water. The water pump went bad. Drove it in, dropped it off, came back, picked it up, $50. Everything was good.
Damn.
Didn't have to worry about nothing. So, it's worth it, right? And especially if you're, if you just need a car to get around. You don't want to spend a lot of money. If you're looking for value for your bottom dollar, it used to be that car. That was your go-to, Kia and Hyundai, right? So I think that Kia has come up and they're a great product. But I think it had that stigma of, oh, you have a fucking Kia? And I think that logo will drive the change in the community that buys that vehicle.
I think that logo kind of changed the game for them. And plus, and again, that logo along with the style of the car, I'm like, hey, that's not a bad looking car. If it was the old logo with the letters in a red circle,
yeah,
and it's like, it's a Kia.
Right.
But now it's like, oh, shit, what? Oh, Kia.
It's a sporty looking Kia.
Oh, shit.
Right? It gives it I think that that just goes to show, though, that whoever's driving Kia now, the company, they have the right people in place and they understand their audience. And making that small tweak, I'm sure has made a big change in what's the right word of how people view that car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think in the long run that's going to be huge for them.
What was when Hyundai first came out? What was it? What was the model? Everybody had
Sonata?
one. No, Honda Sonata. Hyundai Sonata. No. Excel. Wasn't it an Excel? Hyundai Excel?
Yes.
Everybody had one of those. Hyundai.
Yes, I think you're right. I think it was the Excel. But Sonata was big too, though, right? Like that was their step up from the Excel.
Yeah, the Excel was a little box car.
The Excel was like the new Yugo, right?
Yeah. Oh, the Yugo was such a horrible car.
Ooh wee,
dude. Oh my God.
That was a death trap and a half, right?
That thing was crazy.
Who was the hot white chick at school that had one? Softball player, blonde.
I don't remember.
I think she graduated when we did. I can't remember her name.
We used to rent those, and let me tell you.
No way.
Yeah, they were bad. That and the Geo Metro.
Fuck that, dude. Geo Metros were badass, dude.
Oh, you're tripping.
Little 3-cylinder.
Tonka. What? The tires were what? 13-inch?
Yeah, if that. And they'd save you on gas.
That is true.
Shit.
Dude, we used to rent a convertible Metro, a little 2-door.
Yeah.
Like the car barely came up to your waist.
It looked like a little egg, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the convertible top, like you could just sit. You stand right at the outside the driver's door, and you just fold it down.
Oh,
like
shit.
you could just do it with one hand, and dude, people. I would zip around town because I used to have to go to the bank and Office Max. I'd take one of those and just roll. But it was such a hunk of junk. Like you could floor it and you weren't going anywhere.
Oh yeah, no, that car wasn't made for going fast. It wasn't made for. It was an economical masterpiece. Is what that car was. And I tell you what, when I first moved to Bakersfield, I drove a 4-door Cadillac Eldorado from New Mexico to Bakersfield, and that motherfucker smoked like a chimney. from here to Bakersfield. So like we drove from Bakersfield, I stopped in Coachella. We stayed the night, we added oil, added water, and bounced. And that motherfucker smoked. And I blew out the AC in Phoenix. Because we were driving back and the car was just getting hot. The thing fucking seized. I had to cut the belt off of that, off the AC part of it. And we drove that bitch back. I drove into Bakersfield. I parked at the radio station where I went to go work at, and I left the car there. Because we sat there. I parked, and I went inside, and by the time I came out, there was a big old puddle of oil underneeth the car. So that bitch is done.
The ACs never really worked in those things.
What was that?
The AC never really worked in those things.
Fuck, there wasn't enough power to keep the...
if I remember right, the windows, when you roll them up, nothing was power.
Yeah.
You could still get air coming in. Like, I just Googled Geo Metro convertible images, and there's a dude standing right next to one, and I swear to God, that's exactly how I remember it. How big the guy is compared to the car.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, just, like I say, you just stand right next to it and just put the top down.
So, the boys' mom had one of those when I first met her.
A convertible?
No, not a convertible. It was a little egg. It was a hard top. And so when we went out, I was talking to her, and I was like, hey, but you got to come pick me up because I don't have a car. Okay, cool. So she came in this little white Geo Metro, and I was like, fuck, we have to get rid of that thing real quick. But anyways, we drove that bitch one night down to L.A. to go to a hockey game at the pond. So we went to go see the Ducks. And we watched the game. And we drove back to Bakersfield that night. Well, that night, a storm had rolled in. And it started snowing on the Grapevine.
What do you mean Grapevine?
The Grapevine between L.A. and Bakersfield. So, you go up on the 5, 10, 99, whatever, all that connects right there. And you go through the mountain right there, the pass, to get into Bakersfield.
Okay.
So they call that the Grapevine because you come out on the other side into the Grapevines. And I had to drive from L.A. to Bakersfield, and I'm driving up this fucking mountain when it's starting to snow. And they were like, dude, do you have chains for that? I said, bro, if I put chains on it, it's not going to go. Like, we're like at max capacity. It's me. It was me, her, and Sebastian. And Sebastian was a baby. And we're trying to we're going to die on this mountain. This car's not going to fucking make it. Sebastian's going to freeze tonight. It's going to be all your fault because you wanted to go to this fucking hockey game. It's like, hey, just chill. I got it. I'm fucking swerving all over the place trying to get this little egg to go up this hill. And a little 3-banger, dude. And it was me, her, and the baby, right? So the car was loaded. Had to let a little air out of the tires so they had a little more traction. We made it over the fucking hill, bro. But I tell you what, the next day, it was snowing in Bakersfield. And I was doing mornings at the time, so I got up, and my buddy that was there, may he rest in peace, Alex had one. And Alex used to pick me up, and we would go, and he'd, come on, man, we got time before we go to work. And he'd fucking gun it, and he'd pull the fucking e-brake, and we'd just be sitting there in the fucking parking lot just fucking spinning, just dying laughing, bro. Such a good fucking time. Those cars were fun, dude, and you didn't give a fuck. It didn't really cost much to fix them, so you just did whatever you were going to do with them and just have some fun, you know what I mean?
You know what else used to be a hot car when we were in high school? No power, because, again, I used to park them. But, dude, again, I was only able to park them, but I could just imagine rolling in it. Was the Suzuki Samurai.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that was a hot little Jeep.
Another 3-banger.
Was it only a 3?
Mm-hmm. They started out a 3, and then after a couple of years, they stepped it up. And I remember I worked at the bank at the time, and this woman was beautiful, bro. Her name was Sheila Donahue. And she was the assistant branch manager there, and she had a baby blue Samurai, come with the what do they call them, bikini or bikini tops, and it was white, and she would roll with it off, and she was real thin, she was very like Angelina Jolie-ish with like just kind of how she carried herself. Like she was very fantastic. You know what I mean? Like she was just hot, dude, and very mysterious. And she'd get out of that fucking car, and I just, wow, that fucking car was dope, though, dude. I have as a matter of fact, a girl that works for me now. She's 23, and she's looking to buy one. She said, I want one so bad. I guess they don't make them. They're still making them in Mexico.
No way.
Yeah. And
that's crazy.
And we were talking about them. So I looked on OfferUp and, you know what I mean, whatever, just while we were talking, just bullshitting about it, just to see. Dude, those Jeeps from 1998 or 88? Had to have been 88. Those fucking things are still going for like $7,000, bro.
Really?
Yeah. And I found one, and I was like, you need to fucking buy this one. I said, because no matter what, you're always going to get your fucking money out of it. She said, yeah, but it's right-hand side drive. I'll never be able to go to any fast food places. I was like, what are you talking about? The car's only like fucking two feet wide.
Yeah, that's the one thing about all those tiny cars. They're tiny. But that Jeep, I remember when you're in there, you feel like you're in a bumper car because everything was just tight on you.
Right. Well, I remember that when they first came out, they were talking about people flipping them because they were going too fast and turning in them. How crazy is that? Be going down the street and all of a sudden you fucking make a turn and you go too sharp and you're boom, 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 boom. Look like a little fucking board game or some shit. Fuck, dude.
I remember those cars, man. I would have loved to have had one of those.
Did you ever go to car shows?
I went to one. Pomona? Is there a big one in Pomona?
So Pomona it's not necessarily a car show.
I've never been to a lowrider show.
Okay.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
No, not a lowrider. Went to a car show. I mean, where they had cars galore.
Right.
Not a lowrider show.
So Pomona does this thing. Pomona's a 5-mile swap meet, and part of it is cars.
I think that's where I went.
So they have like where people will take their cars that they want to sell.
Yeah.
And then it's just rows and rows and rows of parts where you can't find anywhere else, or that people have collected or found parts. Like my cousin Chendo, he had a 64 ragtop Bug, and it had what they're called semaphores. And what it was is it had like the little turn signals in the post of the window. So you'd hit the turn signal, and this little thing would pop out that had a light on it, so that you could see which way the Bug was turning. And we'd go there once, twice a month, looking for the fucking semaphores. I don't ever remember if we found any there, but I remember we used to go to that fucking thing all the time. Matter of fact, a couple of months after I came back, he called me and said, "Hey man, I'm trying to get rid of some of these parts that my dad had laying around the house. I don't have anybody to go with me. Do you want to go to Pomona with me?" I said, "I'll go, Primo, but my arm's fucked. I can't." It was like right after my surgery. Like, I can't. I'm living on fucking pain pills right now. Like, I can't. I'm not gonna be able to help you load or unload. Yeah, no, that's cool. Just come and hang out with me. All right. So we went and fuck, dude, all day long, just talking shit and having fun. He had a bike, a Schwinn bicycle, one of the original bikes with the banana seat and the long handle. Sold that son of a bitch for $500, dude.
Damn.
And that was probably like a $35 bike when it first came out back in the day. But yeah, dude, those things were always Pomona's fun, even now. But I was asking if you had ever been to like a lowrider show. Have you ever seen a Suzuki lowrider?
Well, if you remember, what was his name in high school? He bought one. Remember in junior? Well, he went to my junior high, Raymond Cree. He got his hand cut off in wood shop, and it got reattached. They reattached it.
It sounds so familiar.
I want to say Anthony Bolton. Does that sound familiar?
Sounds about right. Yeah.
In junior high, he was in wood class, dude, and his hand. The story was, his hand got completely cut off at the wrist, and it got reattached. And it was never really the same. But he sued the school, blase.
Right.
So in high school, he got a Suzuki Samurai. And he dropped it, put some Inkies on it.
Oh, I remember it.
And even his spare tire was an Inky.
Shit.
And I remember he had a, I forgot what kind of speaker he had. He just laid it on the back seat. It wasn't a woofer, but it was like a loudspeaker.
Right.
So he just kept it on the back seat.
Fuck. But we'd do anything back then for music, and now you see this shit that these people are building and putting together, and you're like, fuck, we never would have been able to do that shit back in the day. Fucking crazy, man.
I got a question for you.
What's that?
It's tax time, tax season.
Ugh.
How do you do your taxes? How do you file?
I have a guy that does them for me.
Okay.
Why? Do you do your own?
No, I have a guy too.
Oh.
But I've been out of the game for so long that like my kids have to file.
Okay.
And last year, like my kids, in college they've always had grants and scholarships, stuff like that.
Right.
And that at the end of the year, believe it or not, you got to file taxes because that's money that was given to you, used for school. So it was never an easy filing.
Okay.
So now that they have traditional jobs, they just get a single W-2. My daughter last year got a single W-2. So it's like, oh yeah, that's easy. You don't have to see somebody. Just get a 1040 EZ tax form.
Right.
Well, they don't have those no more.
No, you do it all online. You use like Quicken, or you can use like.
You don't have to pay for that?
No, I don't think so. There's some of them that you don't, and there's some that you do. You just got to look online and see which ones are.
Well, what happened with the 1040 EZ?
It's all online.
But the actual form is not something you can fill out anymore.
Yeah.
Not the 1040 EZ.
Because there's different ones, right? There's 1040 EZA and
It's like a 1040A. 1040 EZ was the point of the EZ at the end. 'Cause
Right.
It was easy to do. I used to do it myself when I used to have a traditional job.
I couldn't, like, A minus B.
Oh, come on, kid.
I never even fucking tried. Nope.
Again, 1040 EZ.
Not for me, Z.
It was entered box A here. If that box is higher than that, subtract this. If it's lower than that, subtract that. And that was it.
Sebastian does his own.
Does he? I got to ask him.
Yeah, he does.
Tell him to text me.
Milo, for some reason, last year Milo got money back, and this year there's something went on where he's got to pay something somewhere. But I think it's KFC screwed him.
I think he went and filed for like 5 dependents when he first got hired.
That's what I asked. I said, how did you file, or what did you put as your filing status? What do you mean? I said, well, did you put like single in 1? Did you put single in 0? Single in 10? Like, why would I put 10? That doesn't make any sense. Because the more people you put, the more dependents you put, the less they take out through the year. Which means you're getting more money throughout the year, but you risk the chance of having to pay at the end of the year. Do you remember how you set it up? Well, no. Why did I set it up? Hey, dude, why are you being a dick to me? I'm just asking you questions. Well, I'm not trying to be a dick. Yeah, it's just the way you're talking. Dude. Like, relax. Like, he gets frustrated and doesn't hear himself sometimes, so I get it. It's a lot, and he's learning, you know what I mean? But so I told him, I said, well, just wait. I said, I'll be doing my taxes soon, and then I'll take them to my guy, and he'll do them for you. So we'll see what happens. It's crazy. Like, yours have got to be a pain in the ass to do.
Yeah.
With the business and all that shit, right?
Yeah.
Like,
well, it's the business, it's the house, because you claim part of the house, your taxes for your property taxes.
Right.
So it's like, but again, in my 20s, I just had the W-2 and I was able to do it by myself because there was no deductions. I rented an apartment, so there's nothing I can claim.
Mine didn't have the kids or anything yet, right? So now so did you claim your kids last year? If you don't mind me asking.
No, we haven't claimed them in a minute.
Really?
Yeah.
Even while they were in college?
No, actually, you're right. We did. Now that I think about it. Yeah. But again, I don't know. Tax guy does all that.
Because that's gonna if last year was the last year you claimed them because they're not going to school anymore, it's gonna hurt just a little bit. Because even me, because I was claiming them still, I was doing head of household.
Isn't it up to 25?
26.
So we're still good then, aren't we?
Yeah, but you can't claim them anymore. They don't even fucking live with you.
But my wife still has them on her insurance. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I don't know because I think they could be on the insurance until they're 26.
Yeah, something like that.
But I don't know if that's enough to allow you to claim them. You have to ask your tax guy.
I don't know.
Taxes are such a pain in the ass.
It can be.
I know when I was living up north and I was running the errands, I was making a substantial amount of money, and it's more than what I'm making now. And I remember I didn't have any debt. I didn't have a house. I didn't have anything. And I had paid a good chunk of taxes throughout the year out of my check. And I remember when I got to the end of the year and I had to do my taxes and I still had to pay.
What?
A huge chunk. A huge chunk of money. I think I paid like 35 grand that year in taxes.
You're tripping. Then you must have put like 10 dependents.
No. They just weren't taking out enough. I think it was federal. I was okay. It was California taxes because they never pull out enough, and then they do. Well, how much more do you want to take out? Well, I don't just take out anything. Just fucking take out enough that you think should be enough, and then you know what I mean. But yeah, I learned my lesson, and I don't think I was putting anything away in retirement or anything like that. So that was my fault. But it's definitely, taxes and all that shit is definitely a game. And learning how to use your money to work for you and all that shit is definitely a game. Maybe we should have a tax person on and talk about it. Somebody that can speak about how to manipulate your taxes to get the most out of it. I don't know what kind of questions I'd ask.
Well, I just don't think we're in a tax bracket, or I should say income bracket.
That's worthy of that.
Yeah, that
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, you might be right.
Because this is when you're talking big dollars, long dollars.
You got long dollars. Shit, I got micro dollars, dog. Like, you know what I mean?
I don't have Lopez money.
Shit. I don't know which Lopez you talking about. Like maybe J-Lo. Ain't no Mingo Lopez you talking about. You know what I mean? Shit. It's full broke all the time. All right, Tony, you got any final words, any shout-outs?
Yeah, well, we missed last week, so got to do a couple from last week.
Okay.
Robert's oldest daughter, Antoinette, I call her Aquanette. It was her birthday on... She likes it.
All right.
Aquanette, hairspray.
I know what Aquanette is.
She thinks it's retro, homie. Retro.
Yeah.
You see, that's what I do.
Yeah, Tony, I got it.
Tony. Anyways, happy birthday, Aquanette, or Antoinette. Her birthday was last Tuesday. Last Thursday, the 26th, was Raymond's third anniversary, wedding anniversary, 3 years.
Wow, right.
So happy anniversary, Raymond and Bobby. And that's it.
That's it, done for this week? They were all last week's?
Yeah, nothing's going on this week.
Ooh, you better hope you're right.
I think so. Yeah, we're good.
Good?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Hey, everybody, thank you so much for checking us back out again. We appreciate it, and we're going to try to be a little bit more consistent going forward. Love you guys. Thanks.